Hallo Klickenabendler, wir sind in Essen auf der Messe, auf der Spiel 2022, am zweiten Tag, ganz früh morgens bei den Spaniern von DEVIR. Ich versuche es richtig auszusprechen. Und ihre Neuheit ist Lacrimosa, das macht das Aussprechen nicht besser. Die ich hier vor mir habe für 1 bis 4 Personen ab 14 Jahren, 90 Minuten. Natürlich können sie nur Spanisch, deswegen sprechen wir jetzt als Translation English. So Lacrimosa is a game about Mozart, right?
Yes, it is. In fact, it's about Mozart's life because the most important part of the game is related with his Requiem. So players will try to complete the missing part of the Requiem on behalf of Mozart, asked by his wife.
And so he's still alive in the game.
While traveling, yes, we can say he's still alive, but the story of the game starts by his wife Constance asking for help, not only to financiate the opera, the Requiem, but also to find some composers able and with capacity to finish the Requiem. So players during gameplay will invest on some parts of the Requiem. It's divided in 5 parts. While at the same time they're traveling on Central Europe, following the steps and the performings of Mozart's operas.
I think it's a gamer's game.
Yes, it's a Family Plus reaching gamers one. Yes,
All
it's
right.
a Family Plus in fact, but on top of the Family Plus category.
So we have it here on the table. It's a big board and there are some rules, I guess. So let's have a deeper look how the game works when we play it.
Why not? So the most Family Plus 2 Plus part of the game is the gameplay because the rules are simpler. So in the game you're going to have your own deck. This deck of cards, you have 9 cards. For those 9 cards, you have 2 of most of them. So this card is single, but then you have 2 of each of the others. And the cards, the top of the cards, show the kind of action you can do during the game. So you only have 5 different actions that you could do. The way you do is really diverse. So there's a huge diversity of ways to apply the actions. However, the main actions are just 5, so it's simple to you to teach. Then you have 3 colors of discs and of cubes. So this is a chart. You have 3 different colors, black, red and white. Black is needed to buy opus cards, while red is to travel, and white is everything that is related with the Requiem needs white. So those 3 colors are the main ones for the game. During the game, you're going to play 5 seasons, 5 years we can call it, and during each year, each player plays 4 turns. So a turn is divided in 2 parts, we can say. So one is slide a card here on top and do the main action you want to do. And the other is another card, of course, but it is just to show you. Slide a card here below. And while this one is the action you want to do on this turn, that one is a kind of investment that you're going to prepare the next of the 5 periods. So at the beginning of the game, you start with everything leveled at 2. But after each period, you reset it to 0, and your starting income are the cards that you lay down here. So during the game, you're trying to upgrade this deck, and the deck works in a very single way. It's kind of unique because you start with 9 cards, and during all game, the most you're going to have is 9 cards anyway, because each time you upgrade a card, you need to discard a card from your deck. So it's a deck builder where your deck grows on power, but not on quantity. So you're not trying to do not have too much cards, because each card you get, you discard a card forever. There's 2 kind of cards that you can buy. Those ones go straight to your hand and you discard another one. Those are opus cards. You already start with 1. This is equal to everybody as the starting end is. So we all start with the sun for everyone. The only difference is by the order of play. You may start with more money or already with some point, 1 point in fact. Here while you travel, you can activate the actions. You can travel as much as you need. So there's no, oh, I have one distance or I have two distance movement. No, you can go anywhere. However, each connection you use to go at your destination, you have to pay some coins. So, for example, if you are here in Salzburg and you want to go London, you may have to pay one, then one again here to reach, and then two to London. So with four, you can use at the same movement, and you arrive here. Then you pay something red, and you get the action or the end game bonus. The big ones are end game bonuses. The other ones are instant actions that you can do. And this is also very unique because usually you have your own pawns, your own boats, your own cars, your own trains. But here everyone's moves Mozart. So if I'm preparing myself to travel next time and the player before me or somebody before me uses Mozart, it can get really expensive. Apart from, of course, as in most of the games, somebody could go exactly to the place where I want to go. There's another part really lovable here in the movement one, because the tiles, if they stay at the end of a period, you flip them, and from that point on, they are worthy. So they give you more points for exactly the same or some coins extra, which tries to make the things that looks more appealing. They come and go, you have more to replace them, and the ones that stays will get an extra taste to invite you to later on go there and activate the action.
So that means when I take the action, I take that one.
Yes, this one is
from
yours
the board,
because this is an end game bonus. If you use the action, it goes out of the game. At the beginning of next period, it's going to be replenished. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just missing the Requiem. I already explained you the Opus cards. So you use them. You buy Opus cards then to later on perform or to sell. So this is the Opus cards, while the one I use here is the new hand card for you. So you have 9. You will stay always with 9. And then this is traveling. I already talked about it. Performing is something you can do with your Opus cards. You can perform once at each period. Then if you perform, you get money. However, if you sell it forever, it goes, but the reward is much more appreciated. The next one and the last of the 5 actions is the Requiem. So you pick one of your markers. Each color has its own color. Each player has his own color. So when you play the marker, you need to decide what kind of instrument you're going to use. It can be drums, it can be violins, chorus, whatever. And then when you go to the map, you need to decide which kind of composer you're going to use. By the way, in each game you use 2, but there's more in the box. And they're also related with the special actions. So imagine, for example, if I pick this one, this is a violin, I will get the instant reward. In this case, it's a black disc. Discs works as cubes. However, cubes reset and discs resist on periods passings. So by now, if I'm applying this one, this should be played in a violin, which means I can go anywhere here. Some start hidden. They are decided by this card. There are some ones. You random place one and you start to hide something. Then you play a disc. When you play a disc, you decide if you're going by the first or the second composer. It's just flipping, and the sign means that you go by the other one. Then you pay for the bonus, and you activate something. For example, those 2 are extremely powerful. They are also the most expensive. If I have this one, each time I play a card of movement, I could travel once again. So it's a kind of chain reaction with a huge engine building. And by the way, for everyone that tried the game, it is a surprise.
And by the 9 hand cards which you mentioned, when I put a card inside, I have 8, right? Or I
Yes,
get a
you
card.
have 8. So one of the cards resists from period to period. It means the one that you do not play on the period is going to start the next period on your starting hand.
All right.
So it's like this. This amazing cockpit, we can say it that way. So you slide the cards. This is triple layered, but it also have a player aid, we can say. So 4 cards to start your hand. You play, then you replenish with 2. You play, then you replenish with 2 once again,
right.
and then just 1 for the next, the last one. So you only have 3 choices on your last turn, let's say. So the one that stays in your hand will be one of the starting hand, because then at the maintenance phase, you pick the 8 cards, you shuffle them, and you put below the one that already starts in your hand.
All right. So that's Lacrimosa.
Yeah, that's it.
How do I win? I guess with victory points.
With more points, yes, you used to skip that part. Coins are scored with your shield. Each player has his own. You can see it also in the starting hand cards of every player. So it has the shield of each player. You know this is your starting deck. But anyway, they're all the same. The sun rises for everyone in Lacrimosa. You have your own shield. You know that it's yours because you have your own symbol on the board. If you reach 50, then you flip it. Now everybody knows that you already have 50. And if you even cross it again, you just need to remove it because 100 is already there. Another thing lovely by the game is that the player rate suits every language. So you see this image here. Those are wild cards like money for discs or discs for money or skipping actions. You just need to pick it, take it, and substitute by another one of the ones that came in the box. So it easily adapts to any language here, as you can say.
What languages are in the box?
So the traditional languages for the DEVIR's edition, which means the language of the markets we were present in directly, which in this case is Portuguese, Spanish, Catalan, English, and Italian. Mm-hmm. Those 5 are already included, so the play rates are also included on the box, as well as the 5 rule books.
All right. It's a lot of material. It's deluxe material because you have got a big 3-layered board.
Yeah.
How much does the game cost?
Well, the starting price is 70, and I will show you something else, as you described really well the player boards. So this is the player board. I've shown you the symbol of each player that flips and that can be taken out. That the symbol of the player starts here. We also have a disc. Let me see which one is this one. Is that one? A wooden disc with the character. But there's something else that I really like to show, because before the game, while you're setting up with everyone, you can distribute the player's board doing something like this. You have your own color and you have your own, and it seems like a really old book. So this is you, and your stuff can be there. So I think it's an amazing detail.
Oh yeah, it's a great illustration and world building way, in an easy way, but it looks awesome.
Definitely.
All right, so that's Lacrimosa.
That's it.
You
hope
can
you enjoy.
You can buy it here at the fair, of course, if you are in Essen, and you can buy it later, I guess, in the shops, and hopefully, as the games before, some of them, like Bitoku, will come out in German as well.
Most certainly, yes.